Right, we're talking about the D major scale, and we're going to start here. This is the second string, third fret. That's where we're going to start. Let me remind you what the formula is. The formula for your major scale is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. And you remember that a whole step is 2 frets. That's a 2, not a Z. I know it looks like a Z. And a half step is only 1 fret distance on the guitar. So let's plot this out. D to E. Remember, we stand on D and then we take a whole step. So that's your first whole step. Whole step up to E. Another whole step brings us to F sharp. Half step brings us to G. A whole step brings us to A. Another whole step brings us to B. Another whole step brings us to C sharp. And then we round it off with a half step back up to D. Now we've got an accidental, or 2 accidentals, excuse me. We have an F sharp and a C sharp, and you may be wondering, how do we know we're supposed to use an F sharp and a C sharp, not a G flat or a D flat? Well, you remember that as we go up our musical scale for major scales, for minor scales, for a lot of scales, we want to use one letter name as we go up here. We don't want to duplicate. We don't want 2 D's or 2 E's or 2 types of F's or 2 types of G's. So as we go up here, we go D and then E. And we know the next letter is going to be some kind of an F. And in this case, it's going to be, the F would be here. The F sharp would be here. So that's one way we know. The other way we know is that if we did a G flat right here and we do a half step, then we have a G and we would have duplicate G's. We'd have a G flat and a G. So we would know that this should actually be an F sharp, not a G flat. Same thing applies up here. We know that this has got to be some type of a C because we go G, A, B. Okay, the next one's going to be some type of a C, so we know it's a C sharp. And I will also admit there are some scales where you actually do use duplicate letter names. Sometimes you will have a C and a C sharp in a scale, but in this case, just ignore that for your major and minor scales. So there you have it. That is your D major scale. And let's just double check this one time. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. There you have it.